Welcome into All Things LA Real Estate. My name is PK Knoll, and this is your Eagle Rock September real estate update. Eagle Rock, very desirable spot on the east side. Very competitive when it comes to the real estate market. We're going to get into all the numbers. We got some positive notes. We got some negative notes. We're going to go over the month-to-month, year-over-year, and at the end of the video, we're going to break down a few homes that have caught my eye where I try and find you some value in this very tough real estate market. Let's go. As we get out into Eagle Rock's super desirable area, sits just off the southwest side of Pasadena. If you kind of take Colorado Boulevard west out of Pasadena, in between Pasadena and Glendale by Highland Park, high ticket prices out here, great neighborhoods, solid schools. You got a Target, you got some decent downtown areas off Colorado and Fig, so very desirable. If we look into the numbers with what's going on in Eagle Rock, we actually have 24 homes available for sale right now. That is the highest mark we've seen in months. So that's good, because the biggest issue we have for anybody who's trying to buy a home right now is inventory. So we're starting to see a few extra homes get on the market out in Eagle Rock. It's not where we want to be, but we're not going to be where we want to be for some time now. The minimum price to get in the neighborhood right now is $670,000. We're going to talk about that home at the end of the video. The top end right now, just under $3 million at $2.999. Average home price available for sale out in Eagle Rock, pretty competitive. High ticket prices out in Eagle Rock, 1.614, 535. Days in the market is 44. Normal real estate market between 30 and 45 is where you're typically going to see homes as far as days on the market go, between a month and a half. When you get up to 60, that's when we start to see those price drops, and we're seeing consistently on the east side. So we're watching, keeping our eye on that number. If we take a quick look in September of 2022, we had 15 homes sell at 104% clip. So on average, 4% over the list price. We're probably not going to get back to that. We have 24 available. We'll probably get close, but to get to 15 could be difficult. We're seeing consistent year-over-year declines. More on that here in a minute. But let's go see what happened last month and see what's most relevant, most recent, and that's last month's statistics. Taking a look at last month in Eagle Rock, inventory is still low. Home prices are still going to stay high, right? Because we just don't have buyer demand when interest rates are at 7.5%, 8%. Now, Jerome Powell did not raise rates when he came out, but he definitely made it clear that rates are going to stay high until inflation gets down to 2%. Consumer spending isn't allowing that number to go down. We see the gas prices through the roof. So we're expecting from most economists that we're going to be sitting at these high rates through 2024, maybe another full year, possibly longer. So inventories and what we're dealing with is probably just the way of the world when it comes to the real estate industry right now. But we did have 14 homes sold last month at 106% clip. So there's still going to be some demand. When a nice home comes available in Eagle Rock, super desirable neighborhood, 6% over the list price. You always kind of keep that number in mind. If you're a buyer out there looking, if you need some help looking for a home in Eagle Rock, reach out to me. You've got to get on these homes quick, the ones that have value, the ones that are good. Minimum sale last month was $790K, sold right at the list price. The top end, we had a home sale for $2.550. It sold $205K over the list price. So it was listed for $2.345, sold for $2.550. Average home sale last month out in Eagle Rock was 1.430, 935. Average days on the market for those homes sold was 15. That number is always going to be drastically lower because there's always going to be a few homes that get on the market, are nicely priced, beautiful home, desirable. They go off very quick, and it brings that days on the market down. Peeking into August of 2022, we had 18 homes sell at 105% clip. So we're starting to see some consistency when you look at the numbers. 4% for September 22, 5% over the list price. August, this last month, 6%. So that's kind of the gauge. If I'm a home buyer, where I'm looking is in the 4, 5, 6% over those list price if they're correctly listed, which your agent should definitely help you out with. But that is a 23% decline year over year. So not great in that regard. 18 to 14, we're not going to freak out about it too much. Most of the neighborhoods on the east side, admittedly, are at 30% year over year declines. We've only seen one neighborhood with an increase. So just kind of keep that in mind. That's in the Alhambra, San Gabriel area. But let's go and see if we can find some value in this very tough real estate market with homes that have caught my eye. Homes that have caught my eye. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to break down the entry level. What's it take from a minimum perspective to get into the neighborhood? We're going to do PK's top pick. In today's real estate market, you need a home that's going to appreciate. You need a home that has good financial value, because at some point you're probably hoping to be able to refinance. You cannot bank on that. Do not bank on that. I'm not the real estate agent that says don't worry about the rates. You should certainly worry about the rates and be prepared to pay your monthly payment you signed your loan for the entirety of the loan. And if things improve, great. But you can't be going and buying a home that's going to, not be at the value that you purchased it at, because you get underwater, then you run into issues and refinancing falls out of the question. And then we're going to look at the top end, see what the top dog in the neighborhood looks like. Jump into the entry level. First of all, last month's entry level, you can go back and look at the August real estate update if you're interested. We had some issues. We thought the pricing in the home was just okay. That home has been canceled. So now we're at 6,006 Eucalyptus Lane. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 759 square feet. It's listed for $670K. $670K to get into Eagle Rock is very low. Good opportunity in regards to that, just from a price point, but it is $882 per square foot. I want that number between $400, ideally, or $700 if it's going to be something below $750K. $859 is kind of high. We don't have a ton of square footage with this home at $759. The lot's just all right, 2421. It sits right off Figueroa Street. You can see by the pictures, a little bit of a hoarder. It looks like was living at this place prior. You would think the agent would spruce up the pictures and clean it up prior to taking those pictures. Maybe that wasn't the happenstance, but with homes like this, where you see hoarder pictures, you need to really make sure you're doing your due diligence. Make sure your agent is talking with some contractors and you're really doing a very strong work when it comes to the inspection, because if they're a hoarder on the inside, they're probably not taking care of the house in its entirety, and that can lead to more issues down the line. Let's get into PK's top pick, which is my value play. I will mention 5101 Lungford Avenue. That was the one we did in August. I do still think there's some value there. There was a price drop. It's been sitting for 86 days, and it's still on the market and has a possible ADU in the back. So I definitely advise, if you're looking at Eagle Rock, to take a peek at that house. No major red flags, and I think there's some value there if you're adamant about getting out into the neighborhood. But we're going to go with 5012 Ontario Way. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,039 square feet, listed for $1.198 million. So it's under the average price you're going to see out in Eagle Rock, so you get some value there. The price per square footage is $588. Like I just mentioned, between 4 and 7, I'm great. So if a $1.2 million home is a $588 per square foot, you're getting decent bang for your buck, and the lot's solid, right? The last one was 2421. This one is 6609. So you get some yard, beautiful home, great views, has kind of a lot of the, checks a lot of the boxes that I look for. Great little deck on this home. It's got a 2-car garage, which is very nice in Eagle Rock. Parking is an issue in Los Angeles in its entirety. So you get the 2-car garage, also has a great jacuzzi. So not a ton of huge value plays from a number perspective in Eagle Rock. Obviously, home sales are very high here. Our average price is 1.6 plus. Homes are selling still 6% of the list price. So we haven't gotten that push that's forcing a lot of homeowners to lower their price out in Eagle Rock. But I do love the numbers on this home. Beautiful home. You get in at a reasonable price to get out in Eagle Rock at 1.2, which, from a normal sense, long-term probably means it's a home that has much lower risk of losing value, which is something that's vital for me, which I just mentioned. Let's finish off with the top dog. It's 5217 Dahlia Drive. It's a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 2,479 square feet, listed for just under $3 million at $2.999. 1,090 per square foot. Don't worry about that. When we get above 1.5, certainly above 2, you tend to see in the nicer neighborhoods on the east side that per square footage number get to 1,000. So 1,090 is nothing I'm worried about. The lot is humongous, 14,500. Love that. If I'm going to pay $2 million, I want to be able to have the yard, to have all the things that go with that. It's a colonial home. It has a nice pool on it. They do market that it has a volleyball court as well, but the volleyball court's on mulch. Now, obviously, you can just pull the mulch out and put some sand in, but who plays volleyball on mulch? I'll move on from that. Here's the one kind of question mark I have is we only have one sale in Eagle Rock over 2.9 million this year, and that home was a new build. So it's a brand new build. This home that we're looking at was built in 1933. Now, if you're not familiar with when homes are typically built in Los Angeles, there was huge growth in the early 1900s. We went from a thousand people to 1.2 million just over the first couple of decades. A lot of homes, especially on the east side, were built in the 1920s and 1930s. So it's not a huge red flag, but when I'm looking at the numbers of things in Eagle Rock, a $2.9 million sale was done for a new build compared to this 1933 home that's listed at the same price. So we'll see where this one goes. I'll keep my eye on it and keep you updated in next month's update. Thank you so much for watching the video. We do this every single month for almost every neighborhood on the east side. We're doing Pasadena, Silver Lake, Eagle Rock, Highland Park, Glendale, La Cañada, El Sereno, Cypress Park. The list goes on and on. So like and subscribe to the channel if you are so inclined. If you're somebody who's looking to purchase a home on the east side of Los Angeles or sell your home, I am happy to help out with you. Reach out to me. You can send me a direct message online, or all of my phone numbers are listed. Even if you're somebody who's hesitant with 7% interest rates, that puts us in the same boat. It always helps to start preparing for future opportunities because you don't want to miss the boat there. We will tread lightly. We will look for value, and we will get it done. I also do a ton of other videos. I get into the schools. I get into, the restaurants in the neighborhood. I get into the attractions in the neighborhood. I do some other fun videos like quick cribs. So once again, like and subscribe if you are so inclined. Have a great day. Be kind. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.